Hi, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and this is another shaky cam interior review. This is a 2014 Lexus RX 350 F Sport. This is an all-wheel drive. This is a luxury crossover. It is a beautiful car. I'm going to show you a little more detail on the interior this time than we normally do, simply because when you buy a luxury vehicle, the majority of what you're purchasing is what's in here, not what's outside. The vehicle could have the exact same powertrain, the exact same look, and everything else as its non-luxury counterpart. It's all about the interior in a luxury vehicle. As you can see, it's pretty standard Toyota Lexus layout. Starting over here, we have power mirrors, we have your power seat settings, and these are the side mirrors. The side mirrors do little extra things. First off, they change with the settings, of course, but also when you shift into reverse, the mirror tilts down slightly so you can see the ground a little better. Little things like that. I mean, that's what luxury cars are all about. Rear hatch release, fuel port release, and blind spot management system. This is the color or the brightness controls, and this is your odometer button for trip meter and stuff. It's a good placement for it because you really rarely use it. If you're like me, you probably reset it once you fill the tank so you can calculate some mileage maybe, or you set it to just keep track of how far a trip really was, maybe for tax purposes or something like that. And this is a speaker, and this is a speaker. We'll get to the premium audio in here. It's a beautiful audio system. And this is a little extra cup holder, just the right size for a coffee. This is the kind of thing you get with a luxury car that you won't see in a normal car. Everything else is pretty normal. You can see that the center stack is basically exactly what you expect. These are analog output, digital input. This changes when you use that odometer button down there. This changes when you change the mode. It shows the stuff you expect to see. Your current fuel mileage, your estimated trip mileage, or whatever you want. Otherwise, pretty standard fare stuff. Moving to the steering wheel, we can see just audio controls over here. This controls the mode on the output screen over there. I'll show you in a minute why you probably will never actually use that button. This over here is your usual. This controls what's showing up there, and this is for your phone. And the Toyota style cruise control dongle. I'm not a big fan of these, but a lot of people like them. If it were my choice and you were going to have this, I would want it on the other side, but that's just my personal preference. And then you'll notice paddle shifting, part of the F Sport package. This is a very smooth ride. Of course, it's a luxury car, so it is meant to be highly smooth. The transmission shifts very softly. When you go into sport mode, all that means you don't have to touch any buttons. All that means is you smash the pedal down to the floor. When you do that, it makes a beautiful growling sound, outputs just a great exhaust note, and the RPMs are very well controlled by the transmission in this vehicle. It's a very fine automobile. This, of course, is the push start. This is a keyless system. This is your touch screen, or your infotainment screen. You notice it's really far away. I can't touch it without leaning forward. That doesn't matter. I'll show you why in a minute. It's a good sized screen for how far away it's placed, and it's the usual Toyota Lexus system, which is not the best on the market, not even close. But I'll show you in a minute how they've vastly improved it with one little thing here. Coming down here, this is of course stereo, and these are the two audio controls for that screen that you use the most often, radio and then your media selection, and that's like Bluetooth, discs, CD, that sort of thing. And of course this moves back and forth on track and on media up there. Most of the time you'll probably be using the buttons over here. This is climate controls, pretty straightforward, not very hard to not difficult at all to understand. There is a temp control over here for the dual zone, so you have the zone over here and the zone over on the driver's side. You notice the metal sport pedals down there. Pretty neat little touch. This is the shifter. It's up here, which I don't tend to like, but because it's an automatic, it's not that important. If I was having to run through the gears, I would hate having it this high up. I would want it down here. But as it is, this is a pretty good placement because, you know, like I said, it's an automatic transmission. Since you have paddles, you're probably never using this part either, the manual shifting. So it's not. That's just a tiny little thing that doesn't really bother me that much. Moving down, this is what I was talking about. This is a wrist rest. And this is a mouse. It works exactly like, if you're used to Apple computers, it works exactly like an Apple mouse. Moves around, you push it up and down for a button, that's it. These give you a little more control, but this little thing makes that 10 times more usable. Makes it so much easier to use. The only difference between this and your mouse on your desktop computer is the fact that you can't lift this up. Otherwise, it works exactly the same. Great system. I really, really like that. Mazda has a similar one. This one from Lexus is much better. And then, of course, you have some drink holders. And coming down here, you have your traction control and your all-wheel drive lock. I have yet to use this, actually. Even we've had some pretty steep weather this week, and I still haven't used this. So the electronic system in here is very intuitive. It knows when it needs to be in all-wheel drive, when it needs to shift things around, and all of that. And of course, your bun warmers and seat coolers. Very nicely done. And then this here, it opens into a center console, and that is large enough for a tablet. So if you're the type that carries a tablet around, there you go. You have perfect space for it. Of course, with a luxury vehicle, what you're really paying for are things like this Mark Levinson premium sound. It's just beautiful. It's hard to explain how awesome it is. I have yet to be in a car, I think, this year that is better than that. There are some Bose systems that come very close, and there may be a Rockford Fosgate or two that will get very close. But combination of that and how quiet this car is, because it's a luxury auto, how quiet it is on the road, those two things together make for just a perfect audio combination for music. Other than that, what you're paying for with the luxury package is you're paying for these premium leathers. It's very great touch, nice soft touch feel, solid stitching, very well done. You're paying for you just notice the tones in the dash are just very, very nicely done. Not too heavy, not too extravagant. Very nicely brushed, very good looking in here. And you're paying for the felt, the roof, the top of this is felt, the sidebars are felt. It just gives an overall impression of niceness, and when you're driving this car, you have a real solid impression. It just feels like it's very, very substantial, yet it handles very well. So that is the 2014 Lexus RX 350 F Sport. This is a very nice car. It drives very, very well, makes great exhaust notes when you want it to, and otherwise stays out of your way and keeps quiet. Handles beautifully. It has a safe, substantial feel. Runs very, very well. It's a great vehicle. So for AaronOnAutos.com, this has been Aaron with another Driving in Wyoming podcast. We'll talk to you soon.